Hello everyone, this is Benisha from Food Tech Network. Today we are going to discuss about the questions related to food safety officer exams, and these questions are frequently being asked in competitive exams. So let's start with the MCQ part 01. Before we start our session, I would like to request you to all please do subscribe our Food Tech Network channel. Okay, so let's start with question number. Which of the following bacteria are responsible for causing a greatest number of foodborne illnesses? Option A, E. coli. Option B, Salmonella. Option C, botulism. Option D, Listeria. And option E is indigestion. Option B, Salmonella. Because we all know that a Salmonella infection is usually caused by eating a raw, uncooked meat, poultry, eggs, or eggs products, or by drinking unpasteurized milk, which can cause the stomach flu. Question number two. Which of the following is an exam acceptable technique for thawing a frozen turkey? Option A in the refrigerator overnight, option B in the microwave, option C on the kitchen counter, option D submerging it in a cold water overnight, and option E leaving it in the garage overnight. Option A in the refrigerator overnight, because turkey bird will thaw at a consistent safe temperature, and this is the USDA preferred method. Even USDA warns that if we don't follow this technique, that may have a threat of bad bacteria such as salmonella, which cause serious foodborne diseases. Which of the following is not a potential food safety hazard? Option A, cross contamination. Option B, temperature abuse. Option C, proper hand washing. And option D, food allergen. Is option C, proper hand washing, because potential food safety hazard that may cause a food be unsafe for consumption, whereas the proper hand washing is the initial process step for removing dust, dirt, and other microbial loads. Thus, these two terms are completely different from each other. Question number 4. Which government agency is responsible for setting and enforcing food safety regulations in the United States? Option A, FDA, that is Food and Drugs Administration. Option B, USDA, that is United States Department of Agriculture. Option C, CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Option D, WHO, World Health Organization. So the option A, the United States Foods and Drug Administration, FDA, is a federal agency of the Department of Health and Human Services. The FDA is responsible for protecting and promoting the public health through the control and supervision of food sectors. As per the provision of Food Safety Standard Act, or FSSA 2006, the misleading advertisement would attract a penalty of dash. Option A, rupees 10 lakh. Option B, rupees 5 lakh. Option C, rupees 2 lakh. Or option D, none of the above. Option A, that is rupees 10 lakh. The false and misleading advertisement would lead to the penalty of 10 lakh rupees and 2 years of imprisonment. This misleading information can cause a harm to consumers, and thus the responsible person will be punished under the legal act. Question 6. For the purpose of FSSA 2006, the dash was finally recognized as an administrative ministry. Option A, Ministry of Consumers Affairs, Foods and Publication Distribution. Option B, Ministry of Food Processing Industry. Option C, Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Option D, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Option A, Ministry of Consumers Affairs, Food and Publication Distribution, because it was established and finally recognized as an administrative ministry for the implementation of FSSAI Food Safety Standard Authority of India. Question 7. Regulation of food safety and standard labeling establish labeling requirement of packaged foods which does not include the following options. Option A, labeling for the GM foods. GM means genetically modified foods. Option B, nutritional labeling. Option C, labeling for heavy metals. And option D, percent contribution to RDA. Is option C, labeling for heavy metals, because food safety and standard include all the details such as labeling for GM food, that is genetically modified food, contribution to the RDA, and nutritional label except heavy metal labeling procedure. Question 8. Who is the legal representative of authority and responsible for the function listed as in Section 10 of FSSA Act? So the option is option A, chairperson, option B, CAC, option C, CEO, and option D, none of these. Is option C. The Chief Executive Officer has appointed as a full-time officer by Government of India and supervises the day-to-day administrative work, food safety regulation activities and technical supports, and draws up the proposal for work. Question 9. Indian Pulse Research Institute is situated in option A, Agra, option B, Faizabad, option C, Delhi, and option D, Kanpur. So the correct answer D, that is Kanpur. It was established under the in the year of 1983 by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, to carry out a basic strategic and applied research on a major pulse crops. Question number 10. The headquarters of Small Industry Development Bank of India is situated in option A, Ahmedabad, option B, Chennai, option C, Mumbai, and option D. The correct answer is option D, that is Lucknow. Small Industry Development Bank of India, that is ISIDBI, is the apex regulatory body for overall license and regulations of micro, small and medium enterprises finances company in the India. It is under the jurisdiction of Ministry of Finance and Government of India, headquartered at Lucknow and having its offices all over the country. Question number 11. Human sterility is caused mainly due to the deficiency of dash. Option A, fats, option B, proteins, option C, folic acid, and option D, vitamin E. So the correct D, that is vitamin E. Human sterility is mainly caused due to the lack of vitamin E. 12. Which of the following vitamins is a water soluble? Option A, vitamin A, option B, vitamin D, option C, vitamin C, and option D, vitamin E. So the correct C, that is vitamin C, because the positive hydrogen ends of waters are attracted to the negatively charged oxygen ends of the vitamin C molecules. So this is due to the hydrogen bonding, and these attractions overcome the forces holding the vitamin C molecules together. It causes to the dissolvent or dissolutions in the water. Question 13. In which of the following food is not stored in a tap roots? Option A, carrots. Option B, sweet potatoes. Option C, sugar beet. And option D, turnip. B, that is sweet potato. Because sweet potato root is a modified adventitious roots. In this plant, roots branches becomes thick, fleshy, tuberous due to the storage of food material. And they are a type of root tuberous roots. Number 14. For which of the following crops the National Food Security Mission launched in 2007-2008 does not apply? Option A, rice. Option B, pulses. Option C, wheat. And option D, oilseeds. Correct answer is option D, that is oilseeds. Because National Food Security Mission, it is a centrally sponsored scheme launched in 2007. It aims to increase the production of rice, wheat, pulses, and coarse cereals and commercial crop through the extra expansion and productivity enhancement. Number 15. In which of the following countries for the first time the high yielding variety of seed was developed? Option A, Mexico. Option B, Argentina. Option C, Sweden. And option D, India. So A, that is Mexico. Professor Norman Borlaug and his associate developed a new variety of wheat which were early maturing and highly productive and disease resistant. And this variety were imported and planted in a selected regions of India having an adequate irrigation facility. Question 16. Cause and effect diagram is known as a dash. Option A, Kaizen diagram. Option B, fishbone diagram. Option C, quality circle. And option D, five force diagram. So definitely the question answer B, that is known as a cause and effect diagram, is known as a fishbone diagram. Because it is, yes, it is also known as a Ishikawa diagram also. And it is a tool of graphic tool used to explore and display the possible cause of certain effects. Use the classic fishbone diagram we, when causes group naturally under the categorize material, method, equipment, people, and environment. Question 17. Which type of packaging is appropriate for fruits? Option A, ethylene absorber. Option B, oxygen absorber. Option C, CO2, that is carbon dioxide absorber. And option D is nitrogen producing. Option A, that is ethylene absorber. Because the use of ethylene absorber can significantly extend the shelf life of product, thereby reducing a waste in the supply chain and deriving a economic benefits for suppliers and retailers. Question number 18. UHT, ultra high treatment processed milk, is aseptically packaged at what temperature? Option A, 5 degrees Celsius. Option B, 10 degrees Celsius. Option C, 20 degrees Celsius. And option D, 15 degrees Celsius. So option C, that is 20 degrees Celsius. Because once the UHT sterilization process is done at UHT temperature, that is ultra high temperature, with a very short holding time of a few seconds, and the quantity of microorganisms in the milk becomes almost zero. Question number 19. Which vitamin is not applicable in eggs? Option A, vitamin A. Option B, vitamin B. C, vitamin C. And option D, that is vitamin D. So definitely it's a vitamin C, because vitamin C is only present in the citrus fruits. Question number 20. A cured meat product is option A, sausages. Option B, bacon. Option C, keema. And option D, cutlet. Option B is a bacon. Because cured bacon is treated with salt and nitrites to preserve the flavor and color and to stop the bacterial growth. The curing process turns pork belly into bacon, and curing is a way to preserve meat, extend its shelf life, and prevent a spoilage, any bacterial growth, and botulism bacterial growth. Question number 21. Consumer under the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006 is the option A person who consumes the food, option B a person and family who consumes the food, option C a person who purchase and receive the food, and option D a person and family who purchase and receive the food. So the D. A person and family who purchase and receive the food, because it is given in Chapter 1 of FSSA 2006 Act. The consumer is defined as a person and a family purchasing and receiving the food to meet their personal needs. 22. An example of triose is option A glucose, option B ribulose, option C xylulose, and option D glyceraldehyde. So D, it is a glyceraldehyde. The 3-carbon monoglyceride is called as a triose, and glyceraldehyde is a triose sugar. Glucose is made up of 6 carbon atom, and it is a hexose sugar. These trios are important metabolites in a cellular respiration. Question number 24. Which of the following is not an antioxidant? Option A vitamin C, option B vitamin E, option C carotenes, and option D vitamin B6. Option D, that is vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 and B12 does not act as an antioxidant because antioxidant helps to prevent the damage from free radicals, which are highly reactive due to having an unpaired electrons. Question number 24. Enzyme used in fruit juice clarification is option A protease, option B trypsin, option C cellulose, and option D pectinase. Option D, that is pectinase. Enzyme addition increases the release of various phenolic and other nutritional important component in the juice. Due to this factor, it will clarify the fruit juice. Number 25. Which GM crop is approved in India? GM crop means genetically modified crop. Option A BT corn, option B BT brinjal, option C BT cotton, and option D BT tomato. Option C, that is BT cotton. In India, only cotton approved and it's currently commercially cultivated as a genetically modified crop. 26. Dash is the standard setting body of food where the mandatory vertical and horizontal science-based standards are set across the food value chain. Option A FSSAI, option B MOFPI, option C FAO, and option D none of this above. Option A FSSAI, that is Food Safety Standard Authority of India. In India, FSSAI are developed under FSSA Act 2006, which consolidate the various acts and regulations in the various stream of food sectors. Question number 27. What should be the TPC? Means total polar count of oil as per FSSAI regulations. Option A is not more than 10%, option B is not more than 15%, option C is not more than 20%, and option D is not more than 25%. So the correct answer is D, that is not more than 25%. As per FSSAI regulation, if total polar compound, that is TPC, results increase more than 25%, it will directly harm to the human health. Question number 28. Pasteurization is done to kill option A, selective microorganism, option B, all the microorganism, option C, yeast, and option D is yeast and its spores. The correct answer is option A, selective microorganisms. As we all know that this process means pasteurization process kills only a specific pathogens and microorganism, not a yeast and other molds. Question number 29. Which preservative can on heat processing form nitrosamines in processed meats? Option A, benzoates, option B, nitrites, option C, sulfides, and option D, sorbates. Option B, that is nitrates. We know that when we expose nitrites and nitrates to high heat in the presence of amino acid, they can transform into nitrosamines. So most nitrosamines are known as a carcinogens. Carcinogens means which can lead to the cancer disease. So it can directly impact to the human health. Question number 30. Potable water should be tested according to which standards? Option A, IS 10500, option B, IS 15000, option C, IS 17650, and option D is IS 22500. Option A, that is IS 10500. IS 10500 covers the various parameters of water just to ensure the safety and quality of drinking water and other use of water. Some of these parameters include pH, turbidity, TDS means total dissolved solids, and chemical contaminants such as heavy metals, pesticides, organic compounds, its odor, and its taste. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. If you really want such type of videos for more inner sections like MCQ part 1, MCQ part 2, MCQ part 3, please comment on our inbox, so we will definitely get back to you with such more qualitative video. So stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.